Today we will be teaching you how to use the graphing calculator by finding the maximum minimums, changing the windows, and finding zeros.
Go.
Okay, I'm Eliza, and I'll be teaching you the basics of your graphing calculator. So, you hit on right here to turn it on, and then you have all your numbers and your negative sign, your decimal point. Enter is like equals, and then plus, minus, times, divide, and then there's parentheses right here if you have like an equation that you need parentheses for. This is the clear button. These buttons are really important, so if you have like 8 squared, you can use that button and hit enter, and it will give you the answer, or if you have like 5 to the 9th, you can hit enter, and it will give you the answer. So, let's say you want to put a function into your calculator. So, all these buttons up here are pertaining to graphing. So, you hit y equals, and you have all of these functions. So, if you want to put in negative 8x squared plus 8x plus 12, you could put in negative 8. Right here is your variable number, so negative 8x squared, right there, plus 8x plus 12. So then you can put it in, you can hit enter, and then it's stored in your functions. And if you hit graph over here, it should show up on the screen. Yeah, so you're going to want to adjust the window, which we'll talk about in a second. But if it doesn't show up on the screen, then that's because your stat plot is on. And you could go second, y equals stat plot, and then you hit enter. And you want to have it off at all times unless you're entering data, which Ms. Barnick or a video will teach you. So make sure it's off, and you hit quit, and then you can go back to your graph. So you need to adjust the window to see the full graph. So you're going to hit window. So you're going to set your x minimum to negative 5. And then you're going to set your x maximum to 5. And then your y minimum to negative 5. Y max to 15. Okay, and then your scales can go by 1 on both sides. And then you hit graph, and you should get a pretty good picture of the function.
All right.
Hi, I'm Shayna, and I'm going to teach you how to find the maximum and minimum. So you want to start by keeping this function up. So we're going to find the max. So you would press second calc, which is above the trace button. And then you can either move your cursor down to maximum, or you can just press the number 4, and it will do the same thing. So when it asks you the question left bound, you want to make sure your cursor is left of the vertex, and press enter. And then right bound, obviously you want to do the same thing, so you want to move your cursor right of the vertex, and press enter. And then when it says guess, you just hit enter again. And then your maximum will appear at the bottom of your screen. So the maximum of this function is 0.50000099, and the y value is 14. So that's your max. And to do the minimum, you would just do the same thing and press second calc again, and then do the minimum and just move your cursor left and right down on the function if you were to find the minimum.
Hi, I'm Ari, and we're going to be learning how to do zeros. So like Shayna said before, you're going to hit second, and then trace, which is calc. And then instead of going down to 4 for maximum or minimum, you're going to hit 2 or move your cursor down to 2. And it will ask you left bound, so you're going to want to go left to the 0. So move your cursor left to one of the zeros. Then enter. Then it's going to ask right bound, so you're going to go right to your 0. Click enter. And when it says guess, you can just click enter. And then your 0 should be negative 0.020 for this certain function. And in order to do the other 0, you just do the same thing on the other side.